Hello everybody, this is Ronar, and welcome back to another episode of Beyond Legendary. It's been a while since I have last uploaded. I've been really busy in between playing a bunch of XCOM for YouTube as well as for stream. I got kind of burned out, but we're back, and here we are for the long-awaited HQ Assault. There are going to be 40 enemies on this map, and we've got 8 XCOM soldiers to take care of all 40 enemies. There will even be a super tough boss pod included in here. I'm trying to figure out which way is forward. These maps are usually really long rectangles. Seems like this is the direction. Okay. So this is a really long rectangle facing down this way. We have 8 people with us. Let's go introduce them all so you guys aren't completely lost. So the first person on the squad is going to be our skirmisher over here. This is a grenade skirmisher. So we have really large AoE grenades that do a little bit of extra damage, and this person's able to shoot and hit and run and do all that other stuff. That's pretty cool. Got one of our backliners over here. This is our Fusilier, slightly DM, capable of marking a target and then shooting them for a lot of damage on the next turn. The biggest weakness of this unit type is that they need to be stationary and they need to be able to mark an enemy within a big cone, and then after that they can do a lot of damage with guaranteed hits, but they need one turn to mark the enemies first. Other soldier over here is our combat medic, Narek. This person's going to be able to grapple enemies over, as well as use a bunch of medkits to heal up our teammates. We have our other sharpshooter over here. This one is our death from above sharpshooter. We've got perks like lead the target, and we're able to shoot things from very far away. A very standard type of build for a Long War 2 sharpshooter. We have our hijacker over here. The hijacker is a phantom unit, so they are always in stealth. They're also acting as our officer with the command ability, so they can issue orders from stealth, provide vision for the squad, as well as use things like scouting protocol, as well as hacking enemy drones permanently. So there are a new type of drone unit on this map called a Advent Hunter drone, which you guys haven't seen yet. Those things are incredibly hard to kill on Beyond Legendary because they get a couple of extra defensive perks. Being able to take control of them will allow us to use their tankiness against the enemies and have them absorb some hits for our squad. Reshi over here is our Templar. She's also capable of shielding up and stuff. And we got Ladonal over here, the episode 1 guy. He can throw axes, he can use an ice thrower, and he's got the ability to run up and chop enemies. And then finally, we have our last sharpshooter over here. This one is a hollow targeter sharpshooter, Mr. Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. We got rapid targeting, hollow targeting. He's basically just going to be here to make the other shooters slightly better, especially against boss units. Alright, so let's get started. Now, when we start off this mission, we start off in concealment, but as soon as we break concealment, the Chosen is going to show up. Some of you guys may have played Long War 2 before, and you guys are used to like trying to get a good ambush on the biggest starting squad on the map. But sometimes it's better not... Wait a second, hold up. Am I facing the right way? Oh, no, this is the way to go. Okay. We're fighting up this way. Let's not get disoriented here. Some of you guys might be used to fighting things on Long War 2, immediately fighting like the first big pod after you've set up a really good ambush. In my opinion, on Beyond Legendary, it is actually sometimes more beneficial to just activate against the smallest group of enemies, immediately kill them, that way you have a blank field to fight the Chosen on, and then after you've killed the Chosen, just slowly move forward with the rest of the squad. Now, with this map, we're going to be trying to set up our backliners so they can get some good shots off. I think this spot over here is a pretty good spot for our snipers, so we're going to start setting that up. Let's start with a good scout unit first. I try not to scout with our phantom unit first on these types of maps, just in case they get caught by a drone. I want to try really, really hard to preserve our stealth unit. So I'm actually going to keep Derek Le back here. Try to make sure that they don't get revealed right away.
Fine.
I'm going to start moving everyone else upwards a little bit here. Now, as you guys might remember, Ladonal doesn't take cover, but he has built-in cover into him. So yeah, he's like standing up. It's kind of like the Spark or a Shiv or any other type of non-cover taking unit. He still gets benefits from hiding behind cover versus stealth though. So if an enemy walks up and the red tiles overlap here, he'll still not be detected as long as he's behind cover. But when he's getting shot at though, the cover doesn't matter. He's already got 25 defense built into him. Okay, everybody else just move up. Go to a good spot. Stealth person, I'm just going to leave you back there. And then our snipers need to slowly make their way up to that spot.
Affirmative.
So let's just start bringing them all the way up. We got 3
We'll be
back-on
fine.
shooters
Let's
on the
party!
squad. That should be enough to get us through all this. Okay, let's just get everyone all the way up. One thing I should start doing is I should start using the improvised frag grenade abilities on Mr. Dredaya. If you guys are wondering why I call this guy Dredaya instead of Deadman, it's because Dredaya is one of our viewers on stream. And I'm just more used to calling their character Dredaya rather than Deadman. But they're the same people. Let me go improvise some frag grenades on this guy. If you guys don't remember, improvised frag grenade is a perk that allows us to build a frag grenade using scraps that they find in the field. So now before we had 6 grenades, now we have 7, but it has some cooldowns and it uses up your actions. So on a mission that's not timed, it's better to improvise your frag grenades while you're in stealth before the fighting begins. Just slowly inching our way forward. Depending on how long the initial scouting phase lasts, I might fast forward through a few things just so you guys don't have to get through all of this. But it's mostly just a careful act of repositioning. We keep our phantom unit all the way in the back at the beginning because between the chosen, drones that might fly towards us, stun lancers that might run up to us, it's very easy for you to lose concealment on your phantom unit early on. So it's better to keep them in the back until you're ready to actually start scouting.
Somebody turn the game off. Let me free.
Usually the first 2 or 3 groups of enemies immediately run up to you while you're in combat, so it takes a while before you're actually able to safely start scouting. But after you've killed like the first 10-20 enemies, that's usually when you're ready to start running your guys forward.
Closing on target position now.
For now, I just want to make sure that Derek-let is close enough to begin issuing commands if we're desperate and we need extra actions without getting revealed. I try to find that phantom units tend to work better when you have them behind double-sided cover, so if a drone does somehow run all the way up into the back lines, they don't get detected from this side. We just have to make sure not to let enemies run up towards this side to reveal them. Alright, let's keep on going here.
Covering now.
And we're just gonna listen. Try to find the first group of enemies. Nothing. Okay, let's start moving our guys up to the high ground up here. First soldier over here, step on up. No advent turrets. You can tell there aren't any advent turrets up here because there's spotlights. Sometimes, like when you're running up to these spots while it's in the fog, it can be kind of scary after your first few times of getting revealed by a turret. But you can tell that there's no turrets up here if there's spotlights occupying these spots. If there's like an asymmetry on these maps, like for example, there's a missing spotlight over here, sometimes that implies that a turret is occupying that spot.
Location confirmed.
Okay, our snipers are in position.
Your liver must be really hurting.
That is a very big deal. I'm gonna put reshi right about here. This is about where the first group of enemies starts spawning, I believe. Starts patrolling around that area. At least from past experiences, that's how it goes. If this soldier needs to grapple, they can grapple up to this spot or one of these spots on the side, so that should be fine. You're sitting in the back nice and safe. There should be a near 0% chance that you get revealed during combat here.
Yeah.
And we're going to wait out the cooldowns on improvised frag grenade so we can use up all those charges and just have 9 grenades to work with. In a sense, the soldier actually has more grenades than a grenadier, which is kind of funny. I guess during this time I can talk about some other things. So for this channel, a while ago I tried doing this thing where I uploaded an episode every single day. And it seems like people were able to watch all of it. I think my biggest concern about uploading an episode every single day was wondering whether or not people would be able to keep up with that type of upload rate. But it seemed like most of our viewers could. Now, the problem was, doing that was actually kind of exhausting because what I ended up doing was I played a bunch of XCOM on the... Like, I stream every single day, right? Anywhere between 4 to 6 hours from Monday through Fridays. So, during the weekends, I would spend this time just playing, like, 5 missions or more if possible. And then during that time, I would then break those down into little episodes, make the thumbnails for everything, and then upload it to YouTube. But it gets kind of tiring, so I might slow down the rate at which I upload stuff. I don't know if you guys prefer having episodes every day, or if you guys prefer having it like just once a week, or let me know in the comments if you guys have a preferred amount of things that you'd like to watch.
Roger, got my eyes on, my eyes on.
I was also considering to upload other things onto this channel, because recently I've gotten a couple of other games that I've been liking to play. For example, I just received for Christmas Final Fantasy Tactics, which was a big component of my childhood gaming. So I was thinking of possibly doing stuff like that. I don't know if people would be interested in that type of content, or if you guys have ever played that game before or heard of it. But it is another tactics-like game, and I would argue that Final Fantasy Tactics A2 for the Nintendo DS was actually what sparked my love of tactics games. Maybe even earlier than that, I've had a love of tactics games. I don't actually know. When did I actually spawn a love of tactics games?
Scanning.
No, you know what? When I was a really little kid back in elementary school, we had this thing where called Prime Time. I don't know if other countries or other schools have it. But basically, in Prime Time, you would drop your kids off there if you were a working adult and you couldn't take care of them at home after school or before school or whatever. And you either drop them there at prime time if you had to work early or if you had to pick them up late and stuff. And I made friends with 2 other kids there, one of which is still my best friend to this day. And we played a game together where we took a chessboard and we put pieces on it, but instead of like doing an ordinary chessboard game, we also took Jenga blocks and made like maze patterns, and then like the little chess pieces would be like soldiers that had to like make their way through a dungeon, and we had like all these rules for it and stuff. And I think that's kind of what spawned my love of tactics games, actually. And then it was kind of cemented during my high school years when my friend got me this game called Final Fantasy Tactics A2. So there's like the original Final Fantasy Tactics game for the PS1, and then there was like the spin-off series for the handheld consoles called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, and then A2 is like the second in the series of the Advanced series of the games. And that game I played forever. Alright, there's our final upgrade to our improvised grenade. Alright, now that we've got 9 grenades on this guy, we are ready to keep on pressing forward. I probably took a while there, but finally done with that. And yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics A2, I enjoyed that game so much. I would play it every single day. Arguably, I grew a pretty crippling addiction to video games from that one game itself. I was already pretty addicted to video games, but that game in itself, like... there was this combination of the gameplay as well as just building up your characters, which is a lot of what XCOM has. There's like these generic characters that weren't like main characters in a story like in most JRPGs. They were just random characters with names. And I kind of grew to love that type of gameplay where there were just these unnamed people that would be part of your army and stuff. Okay, let's keep moving forward a bit.
Understood. Moving out.
I haven't found anything yet. There is a lamppost up there. I'm gonna check to see if that's worth hacking at all with our hijacker. Maybe if I put you up to here, we can see it.
Good to go.
And we're just gonna keep our snipers back here. Back in this corner, it should be relatively safe. There's pretty much nothing here that spawns at the beginning of the map past your characters. So unless something like sneaks up all the way up the sides, which we would probably see before they got up to us. So our snipers should be pretty safe back there as long as we keep our other units kind of down the street. And our snipers have pretty strong control over this entire portion of the map, so we should be safe, I think. It's just a matter of finding the first group of enemies so we can take care of them. Nothing, though. Okay, this hack over here is integrated comms and central command. I forgot what those actually did, so let me just take a look at what those actually do. I don't need squad sight on my specialist or my hijacker. This one is kind of interesting, but it's not particularly reliable. Now, the negative drawback is a failed hack will result in any nearby enemy groups being alerted to your position. This is actually not necessarily a bad thing. If we really like this position, and we don't want to move past it, like for example, I've defined that I really like to have my front line over here on this spot, and the rest of the map just sucks to fight against, or like my snipers don't have vision on anything, we could purposely fail that hack, and then force a bunch of enemies to run down into this kill zone where our snipers can just kill everything down the street. That is actually a very viable thing for us to do. I will consider doing that. Now, unfortunately, the hard part about this map is that this stealth portion is really hard to move through here. This would be like the first risky move of the mission, running up this bog part. If something reveals us, we might not be able to hit them with their snipers past that cliff. Instead, let's take a peek around the sides of the building from here first. Still nothing, really. Take it. Anything up here? Nothing still. The map ends here, so it's unlikely that there's something down here. Since the map is so long, I think most of the stuff is stuck like towards the middle. If they're behind this gunship, that'll get kind of annoying though. This is a pretty bad spot for our snipers though, so I don't want to move them up to the spot. They can't see past these towers, they can't see past that thing. There's a lot of stuff that's blocking our sight. So it's probably better for us to stick around here. I'm just trying to think about the best way to move forward here with our guys.
Sure, why not?
It's gonna be a little bit hard to move past this spot if we can't find anything for us to kill. I was really hoping that like at least a drone would walk up to us or something, or like a small group of enemies here, but nothing at all. Usually there's like a group of 2 drones that patrols these spots around here at the early parts of the map. I really thought I'd see something up till this point. Depending on how this plays out, I might have to move my snipers around elsewhere.
Orders confirmed.
Here, let's see if we can go around this lamppost down the sides. This is a bit of an iffy position, but let's see if we can get around this spot. I'm gonna throw my hijacker probably around here for now. I'm going to start running our guys towards the left side here. Try to get around this lamppost, maybe. I could also run Ladonnell up to here. I kind of want to stay away from these explosives. Unlike in Vanilla, Long War 2, regular XCOM, and at Gem, the reshi AI knows how to shoot explosives if you're standing next to them. We recently had this thing where we were on one of those train maps with one of those super big explosives, and the enemies just like shot it down and destroyed us. It was pretty nasty. Happened on stream.
Affirmative. I'm covering now.
Okay then. Also, it was just Christmas and it's about to be in New Year's. Hopefully, you guys had a good Christmas and you're gonna have a good New Year's, everyone.
Okay.
Move up to here.
Looks like hostiles over here.
First group of enemies. There we go. Finally found something. Alright, let's get our squad up nice and close. I think it should be safe for us to get our hijacker just a little bit closer so they can issue commands if necessary. Rest of our squad is going to start moving upwards. I want to make sure that I'm a little bit further away from the explosive barrels if possible.
Ignorance of your enemy.
There's the drone. Okay, there we go. That's the stuff that we were looking for. Let's see if our hijacker is able to reach all that stuff, and it seems like they can. Let's see what our hack chance is on that hunter drone. Only 57%. Okay, so it's not super high. But if we can get that, that would be really nice. Now, I know most of you guys have not seen a hunter drone yet, so give you guys a little bit of a rundown on what these guys can do. They're basically like the regular drone. They have the disorienting beam, and they also have a stunner ability that's on a cooldown. The stunner stuns for 2 turns, just like the other drone. Very annoying type of enemy to fight on timed missions. Now, this variant of the drone is even tougher to kill. If you look at it, it's got 25 defense, compared to the regular drone, which only has 10 defense. So this thing essentially has half cover built into it. But not only that, when it takes damage, it gets an extra 20 defense. So essentially this thing gets slightly stronger than full cover amounts of defense on it. It has zone of control, so if you're next to it while inside of the green circle, you suffer even more accuracy penalties, making it nearly impossible for you to kill it from close range. I think the only way you can reliably hit this thing from close range is with a shotgunner with okay amounts of accuracy. It's got lightning reflexes, so it's even better at dodging Overwatch than the other drone, and they both have the ability to repair each other. This thing also comes with an extra point of armor, 3 armor total. I think they had that in regular Long War too, actually, so the armor is the same. It just comes with more HP and more defense. Okay. Now that we know that, I'm going to get the rest of these guys up a little bit closer, but I need to figure out good spots for you guys to hide. I'm thinking maybe I'll put you right here.
I'm on the move.
It's okay for this soldier to be in half cover because they have low profile. Combat medics are able to treat half cover as full cover. Get you up to here. Let me just make sure that we won't get exploded by this thing. Okay, even though it's hovering over all these tiles, you have to cut this in half because this is showing the remote start detonation range, not the actual detonation range. So the actual range is 3 tiles, which does encompass this spot over here, so we'll probably need to get away from this section here. Over here should be safe,
My
though.
turn.
I'm going to place you right there, and then I just need to figure out a good place to put the Donald without getting us revealed by stuff. I'm thinking if we come around the sides, we should be able to reach this spot over here with Ladonal. Perfect. If these guys walk down here, we might be able to use the ice thrower on all of them, which would be super exciting. I'm going to start setting up our tracking shot marks. I think the first mark is going to go onto the officer. There was a mark on that officer. After that, I want everyone here with their weapons steadied. I want you to get a little bit closer so you can get ready to make an attempt at a hack on that hunter drone. If you could pick that thing up, that would be really, really nice. They are actually turning around, which is kind of what I didn't want. I wanted them to stay around here so I could get to them all. We could just take this time to mark up the entire enemy team using our Fusilier. Preferably they do come closer though, which they don't seem like they want to do, unfortunately. We might need to move the rest of our squad a little bit further in, actually. Now, the mark actually does last for a while. If you guys didn't know, the Fusilier has a mark that lasts for up to, I think it's 8 turns or some crazy amount. So that's good, at least. We have more chances to mark things. And if they turn around within those 8 turns, we'll just have a bunch of enemies marked during the enemy turn, which is really nice. Okay, let's just stay around here. Let's not move too far forward. We can, at the very least, clear up some space, so let's do that. Maybe what I'll do is I'll move reshi up to here. We want our tank in half cover so they're more likely to shoot at reshi, because she'll be able to build her own shields up. I heard there was talks about nerfing the Templar shield. I don't know if it's actually in yet. It's just been so long since I played, at least like 1 or 2 weeks. So if something's changed, I might get caught by surprise. Hopefully I don't. Okay, I'm really hoping these guys come back this way, but if they walk all the way down, we're gonna have to wait here for like another 10 turns or so. I'll fast forward the footage so you guys don't have to watch me sitting here waiting for them to come back. But yeah, preferably we wait for them to come back towards us. Okay, that's something else completely different from what I was expecting, but there is some other enemies here that we could try taking control of if we wanted to. A frost mech, regular mech. I don't know if I'd rather have a hunter drone or if I'd rather have these things. These things are better at killing, but the hunter drone has more control capabilities, and it's also a lot harder for the enemies to kill. If anything, I feel like the drones would be the harder things for the enemies to deal with. I would probably prefer to take control of the hunter drone if possible. Let's get a little bit closer and see if we can start hacking it down.
Heading to that location.
Now, we do have to be careful from this position. If the hunter drone runs all the way forward, it might reveal Derek Ladd. We have to be a bit careful about that. But I would like to start setting up some system infiltrations on this thing. This is probably the most useful thing for us to take control over. I would prefer to get it if possible. Meanwhile, we can start setting up some tracking shot marks over here. Let's start with one on the frost mech. If battle begins, I can immediately down that thing with minimal interruptions.
I'm on it.
Patience. Now all that's left is for us to just be a bit patient. Oh, here these guys come. I don't know if I want to fight everything here at once. We probably will not have a good time if we have to fight everything here at once, because all of this plus the Chosen is just a lot for us. But at least they're back though, so that's good. And we also managed to get a mark on these guys. If they decide to run in while we're fighting these things, we should be able to get shots off against them, which would be great. That would be so, so good. Okay. That's the regular surveillance drone. We want to get control over the big drone. Let's see if I can get vision of the big drone. I think it's like hiding. From here I should be able to get to it.
Accessing system.
One more hack defense reduction on the hunter drone. And that should give me probably a 70-80% chance to get it, I would say. That's probably as good as we can hope for. Then after that, I'm gonna mark this thing with another tracking shot mark. If we fail to get the hack on it, I want to have the backup option of being able to destroy it with the Fusilier. Now then, just gotta wait for these guys to come a little bit closer. I'm gonna throw Ladonnell right up to there. If we play our cards right, Ladonnell should be able to ice thrower all of these enemies, which would be absolutely amazing. Okay. Keep on steadying our weapons on those snipers. You guys just stay on Overwatch.
Roger.
Soon,
Eyes on.
all hell is going to break loose and things are going to get very exciting. If this officer comes right down to here, I think I'm just going to go for it. Oh, he came really close. I don't know if that's enough, though. Is that enough to get everything? that enough to get everything? Enough to get a lot of things. Okay, I think we're doing it. I think we're doing it. Let me check the hack chances on the hunter drone also. Hack chances on the hunter drone are very good. Okay, that 95% is very, very solid. I think we're ready to begin the engagement. There's so many enemies on this. We will probably use lead the target to get off some initial damage against the remaining enemies here. I'm thinking we either go for the Purifier or the Stun Lancer if we can get him. The Priest is not a bad option either. I think preferably the Stun Lancer, but since we can't get that guy, it'll probably have to be the Purifier. So let's lead the target on the Purifier. Let's do another lead the target on... We can also rapid target something, so let's rapid target the... I can't see the Lancer, unfortunately. That's one of the ones I really wanted to get. Alright, that's okay. Let's rapid target the Purifier just to make absolute certain that we can get this guy easily. Alright, there's our rapid targeting. Then we're going to lead the target against... Do we take 2 shots against the Purifier, or do we take 1 shot against something else? I feel like we take 1 shot against something else, but I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's that drone, actually. The drone's not a bad choice. Okay, let's go for this. So... LaDonnell, I think it's time for you to do the honors of maybe downing 2 guys, hopefully? Okay, you downed none of the guys, but you applied a lot of chill and you reduced their HP a ton. Hopefully we'll be able to get the rest of them here. 1 lead the target shot on that guy. Purifier is downed. The 1 HP guy is also on fire, which is excellent. Here comes the drones. We're gonna hopefully down the basic drone. Beautiful work. Those AP rounds are really putting in work here. Now, we did this first, that way the hunter drone comes towards us. Now when we hack it, we don't have to worry about it being hacked over here and then revealing more enemies down in the fog. Alright, let's begin the full override next. If this somehow fails on the 5%, then our Fusilier is going to try and start taking care of this thing. Don't fail, please. Very good work to Derek Lay. Excellent job. Alright, so now we have a tank for our units, also a temporary scout if we need it. We have a tracking shot mark over here that can go onto the priest or the officer. I'm going to aim for the priest because he's the harder one to kill. Excellent shot. That is going to trigger the stasis. Put that guy down for a little bit. Then everybody else over here just needs to deal with the remaining enemies. So we've got an engineer, officer, gunner, and sentry. Dredaya over here has some grenades that we can throw out. In fact, this grenade is excellent. There's a stun lancer down there, which is going to be a huge problem if we can't take care of him. We might need to try and get that lancer. Got a 59% on him right now. Do we have a grappling hook here? We do have a grappling hook. But I can't reach him from here. I need to get a little bit closer. I think I'm willing to take a hit potentially from that engineer just to get that stun lancer, because I really, really want that guy downed if possible. I just need to get a little bit closer. 73% only. Can I increase that hit chance just by a little bit? Not really. Not easily, at least. Definitely worried about that guy. Alright, we just have to try it, I think, because this is the only action we've got. Try your best to get him. And we do get him. Beautiful. Alright, the Lancer was probably the biggest threat here. Now that he's down, we can take care of everything here at our own leisure. So, I could run up to this guy and try to chop him to death, but if I do that, we risk revealing the mechs that we saw up there earlier. So probably the answer is we can't do that. Instead, I'm gonna have Reshi start by chopping this guy over here. This is going to be the other risky move. There could potentially be something down here, but Rishi is able to make her own shields. We have plenty of tanky units, and we're all at full HP. And pretty much the entire map is under control, so I think out of everything here, this is probably one of the less risky moves. Starting with that over there. And we activate nothing. Excellent. Rishi will set up her shields. And after that, we just gotta take care of these three guys. There's also that guy up there, which we can't take care of, unfortunately. Do I run you up to go for that shop? So tempting. I have to say it's very tempting, but more importantly, could probably just do this. Now, normally I would prefer not to do this to not lose corpses and loot, but we have the needle grenades perk over here, so this should make it so that our grenades do not destroy their corpses. Trooper corpses dropped, excellent. I'd like to kill this engineer down here also. I don't know if I can actually get this guy. Let me see if I can get rid of his cover here. We are using up a lot of grenades here for the first encounter, but if I could clear everything easily, that would be super nice. Especially before the Chosen arrives. And with our last action, I'm going to throw an evac zone, maybe right about here. Just in case someone starts bleeding out and we somehow ran out of medkits. Just want that extra bit of safety. And we'll just try 59%. If we fail it, that's fine. He flashbangs us, he shoots us for some damage. Got him. Nice work. Alright, we were pretty lucky. We landed all of our iffy shots, 70 and the 60%.
It's time to take them out.
And for the most part, everything is relatively under control here. Now we just gotta deal with Mr. Warlock. Alright, we do have adversary skirmishers. He's resistant to melee dashing attacks, so just be careful about that. Compared to all the other Chosen, I would say the Warlock is definitely one of the easier ones. He's a lot less threatening than some of them, as long as you're not in a losing position. I find that the Warlock is kind of a win more type of Chosen, where if there's too many enemies on the map, he keeps summoning stuff and then just adds to the problems. But if he's not actually ahead of your squad on the mission, then you're actually kind of in an okay position. He doesn't do a lot of damage, he possibly burns you. If you mind control someone, you just keep on stunning them until the mind control wears off, that kind of stuff. It's generally not too bad when this guy gets to do stuff. That Rocketeer needs to die. It has the word rocket in its name, that's how you know it's a bad thing. O'Donnell up here is going to get put into stasis, but that should be okay. The shot against our drone. As you guys can see, the drone's already tanking from us, able to easily take a crit from Advent soldiers and not even shrug it. This thing is... Ooh, I hear something going into stealth. That might be the Requiem Stalker.
To all who would oppose them.
Oh, interesting. We marked this drone a while ago, so now we get to see exactly where this thing's capable of moving to not get shot by our Fusilier. Oh, that's actually kind of neat.
Ready to engage.
Alright, I'm gonna have you mark something in a bit, but first let me just decide on what to kill. We have a shot against that sentry, which is a pretty easy shot. The other target is this Rocketeer, which will not be an easy kill. Let's start with the sentry, because it's right there. We can easily get that guy. If we can't kill the Rocketeer, then spreading out will make sure that he can't get us.
To these lower forms of life.
Okay, our other sharpshooter over here can make an attempt on that priest, or make an attempt on the Rocketeer. The Rocketeer is a much easier kill. I'm gonna try and see if someone else can get that priest if possible, although that might not be possible. Yeah, it's kind of hard to get to that priest right now. He's in a really protected spot. Maybe if I take Rishi around the sides here, and maybe try to zap him. This does 3 to 6 damage. I have to roll 5 or 6 damage to kill him. It's an okay chance at a kill. I'll go for it and see if we land it. We do land it. Excellent. That brings the shield down, and that should allow me to set up for a kill against that Rocketeer. Nice shots, you guys. Alright. Pretty much everything has been taken care of so far. That's not bad. Let's steady up our weapons. And unfortunately, I can't see the Warlock, so I can't mark him this round. We do have stealth on Derek Le, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Derek Le just a little bit closer and see if I can get vision on Mr. Warlock up here. I think I'll have to make a deeper dive if I want to get to him. But that does risk us not maintaining our stealth if we're not careful. Yeah, we'll have to run like all the way up to here. I'll take it. I think it's worth it to just get a early mark on the Warlock. Those guys are getting ready to run up to our squad, so we need to get ready to take care of them. The other option that we have is we can start marking the other stuff so we can get rid of it. It's not a bad idea. I'm actually somewhat tempted to do that. That way I don't have to deal with them. Like, even if I mark the Warlock and shoot him next round, he's still gonna live, and he's still gonna get to perform actions against us. It might be better if I actually take care of the other stuff on the sides. So how about we get a mark against the Sidewinder, I think. Sidewinder is a little bit more dangerous than most of the other stuff on the map. I should be able to pick off that Rocketeer and Trooper once the Justice comes off of cooldown here. That should happen soon, hopefully. And what we'll want to do is we'll want to spread out our team. That way the Warlock won't be able to get a burn that chains against everyone on the squad, hopefully. I have no idea how far I can spread out, though. I can also come up to here and try to hit the Warlock, but that does activate everything else, so I don't think I can afford that. I think we're just going to sit back here and just play it safe for a bit. And we'll bring the drone back to here, probably, just so it doesn't reveal too much yet, if possible. Alright, that's going to be our turn. Let's wait it out. Hopefully things will be okay. Mr. Warlock is moving up over here. He does manage to get a Mind Scorch on Ladonnell. Let's see if he manages to inflict a burn on him or Reshi. I think it'll change that enough to get both. No, actually, only gets Ladonnell. That's good. He does get the burn, which is kind of annoying. Not much we can do about that, of course. And here comes the other group of enemies. I didn't expect the mech to come in against us here. We do get some Overwatch shots, but not connecting any of them. Mech, mech, mech. Okay, so it's a triple mech, and there's an invisible stalker somewhere in the shadows. I'll have to keep that in mind. That thing is going to get a yellow alert shot off against us. Luckily, Ladonnell's built-in cover is enough to avoid that. Little built-in defense. I don't know what that guy's up to. Okay. We need to cure your burn, so let's get ready to do that. Unfortunately, I can't reach the mechs this round. Interestingly enough, this guy's not prevented from taking his actions even while on fire. That's weird. Okay, what can we do here? I can hit one of the mechs from here, which is really, really good for us. We definitely want to take that thing out. So why don't we start shooting at that mech? I can't see it very well, though. Only one person can see that mech. Can you see it? Yeah, only one person can get it. We can continue marking the rest of the stuff on the map. That's not a bad option either. They're eventually going to run up to us, so it wouldn't hurt to do so. I don't know if I actually want to activate everything else on the map yet, though. I don't think so. At least not yet. What we'll probably do is run our team all the way back and force the enemy units to run towards us. I'm pretty sure that's the right call here. And we're just going to continue marking everything else on the map. So let's get another mark onto the frost sectoid. Excellent, excellent. I don't know if this trooper is part of this pod. I don't think he is. I think he was part of that other pod, right? Just 6 enemies active. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think the trooper isn't part of the other pod because he looked like he was moving separately. Let's take a shot against him and see if we can just knock him out. Nice work. Alright, another target removed. Let's steady up our weapons once more. And at this point, I think you guys can start falling back now. So let's start by taking Derek Let and running him all the way back to here. Make sure that we don't lose our concealment on that fellow just yet. After that, everybody else, continue steadying your weapons. And you guys start running backwards. I want to make sure that those mechs hopefully can't reach us. And we also need to be sure that we can paramedic heal Ladonal up. I think Ladonal can hide right back there. And you should be able to get a heal up on Ladonal and get rid of the burn. There we go. And by running backwards, we can hopefully force the enemy mechs to run towards us, rather than move up and take shots. Preferably.
Maybe.
I don't know if this is far enough back, though. It might not be far enough back. Yeah, I don't know if that's far enough back. Well, we'll find out soon enough. This is probably the best position that we can take right now. Everyone else, hunker down if possible. Or Overwatch, I don't really know. Then we'll keep the drone maybe somewhere back. A little bit more spread out so we don't all eat micro missiles, I would say. Back to here sounds about right. Alright, let's be patient here. Force the enemies to come towards us. Here comes the Warlock. And if we tag the Warlock with some damage, one of the first things that he does is he sets up stasis. But we might be able to use that to our advantage. Here comes the first mech. Suppression, and it implies some chill to us. This one is double moving in. That one will be an easy target. Same with this mech over here. I'm glad we were able to force him to double move into us instead of taking free shots. Now then, how do we get rid of all of this stuff? I can run reshi up and start chopping. Of course, that'll pull everything else in if we do that. This soldier over here actually has a full override, our hijacker. We could consider that. I prefer to just start getting rid of these guys, though. Let's start with a shot against that frost mech up there. Let's get some nice chip damage off here. That'll also remove that suppression, allowing Dredaya over here to actually begin throwing their own grenades out. Unfortunately, if I do this, I can't actually get the two in the back. I really wanted to get those guys somehow, if possible. Maybe if we kill off this mech, our hijacker can move forward and tell us whether or not we're able to move forward without activating more stuff. What are the chances that we can actually get rid of one of the frost mechs here? Realistically, I think we're just gonna have to fight those guys up there. That's probably the realistic answer. We could also keep falling back if we don't want to move forward. That is technically an option. I want to be able to get up to there. I could also just take a shot and try to kill something off right now. Let's take a shot against this guy. If we roll the 9 damage, it just straight up dies. Almost a kill. Not quite, but that's good enough, I would say. That should be good enough that, who can get this kill safely? The Advent Hunter drone, maybe? Oh my goodness, it actually can. Nice shot from the Advent Hunter drone. Okay, not bad. That does allow Derek Led to take this step forward and scout just a little bit more for the squad. Now we know exactly where those other guys are, and we can determine whether or not it's safe for Radai to come forward with a grenade. And the answer seems to be yes. We should be able to come just a little bit closer to throw that grenade. So let's do that. And we can hit all three of them. So let's go take that grenade there, see if we can get a kill on that guy in the back. Unlikely, but at the very least we get tread off against everything. Barely. Ooh, wait, hold up. I didn't think about this. He summoned the zombie behind Derek Lay, I think. Ah, you little shit! Alright, well, now we have to kill everything else on the map. Oh, you little turd. And I don't have any actions left on that person. Alright, what can we kill here? We can either go for the kill on the Frost Mech, we can try to kill the zombie, we can shoot the Rocketeer. Reshi is able to run up and kill the Spectral Zombies, I'll probably have her take that. But Donald over here can run up and also kill the Spectral Zombie. Some very not so great actions here. You can paramedic heal and then maybe pull an advanced trooper towards us. Not the best turn here, is it? Not the turn I wanted to see, that's for sure. Definitely not the turn that we wanted here. I have a command with Derek Le. If I need to keep you up here and just issue a command so we can kill something, that's an option too. I think out of all the enemies here, the Sidewinder is one of the more dangerous ones, and so are the mechs. We should at the very least finish off this mech with somebody, and that seems like it's gonna be your job, so I'm gonna have Rick take care of this thing right now. Excellent work. Oh, he's not in stasis. Normally he goes into stasis when he summons a zombie. Did they take out that feature? Huh, I think they took out the feature where he goes into stasis. They realized that players were taking advantage of that. Rishi always one step ahead of us all. Alright, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have Rishi run up here and chop through this thing. Oh no, that's within his close combat specialist circle. Can't even do that safely. I really do not want to take a hit from the mech, the Sidewinder, and the Advanced Trooper on Ladonal. Ladonal's got built-in defense, but that's not enough for him to survive every single shot here. I can issue a command to Ladonal after getting that kill, maybe. Here, let's start with a chop from Rishi against this mech here. If we activate more stuff, that's fine. We'll see what this guy does to us. A little bit of chip damage. I want to see if I can kill this thing off, if possible.
Every creature has a weakness.
Alright, Rishi, set up your shield. Now, I don't remember if the shield stacks if you activate it twice. I'm assuming it doesn't. Excellent work, that guy's finally downed. And we can run Rishi all the way back to safety. I think I'll probably place her right around here, should be a pretty good spot. Good. Then after that, we should be able to take care of... Oh, you know what I could do? if I'm okay with letting you take a bunch of damage, I could run up here and paramedic heal Rishi, and then immediately grapple one of the guys over and get rid of them. But I'm still taking hits from like 1, 2, 3 enemies, so that's probably not the right thing to do, but it's an idea though. And then Ladonal would be able to follow up on that and kill him. Probably better just to get rid of the Spectral Zombie here. I'm pretty sure that's like the right answer here. Take care of this guy. Alright, good job, Ladonal. Now we've cleared out most of the enemies so far. All that's left right now are the new guys. And I don't know if there's anything I can do about the new guys for now. I think for now the right answer is to just move up, stay somewhat spread out, and close enough to fight next round. Alright, let's see what this guy does. We're gonna mark another greatest champion. We're gonna need to get rid of another enemy. Sidewinder this time. Good thing that is the marked thing. We should be able to take care of that. Oh no! Oh, he's gonna get a flank against us. And a mind control all at once. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, he's got some combos against us. Alright, we need to use one soldier to keep this guy stunned, and everyone else is going to have to deal with the remaining enemies on the map. There's a poison spit. That is a big hit, ouch. Here comes the Frost Sectoid. He'll probably summon a zombie, so he's not as scary this round. I feel like the next round where we start inflicting possible freezes on our team, that's where he becomes a problem. Cryo Rocketeer, let's see what this guy does. Shooting at Reshi is gonna miss, excellent. And now here comes the other guy back here. Who's he shooting at? Rishi again. Ouch! Hang in there, Rishi. He's taking hits so well for us. Here comes the Stalker! Oh my goodness, everything is just on us this round. Alright, Rishi's not in a good spot. We need to quickly heal her up and get her out of the situation here. First thing we need to do is take care of that Stalker there. We also have a potential kill on the Sidewinder if I decide to take the side shots. If I reload with you, you do get access to one of your marked target shots. I haven't done any of these shots for a while now. Let's actually take a shot here with our marks. There we go, another marked target destroyed. That also gives us another charge of Fusel, meaning every shot that we do now does 2 extra damage. Once we've built up our third shot, that's when things get a lot better for us. Okay, now then, I need to get rid of this Stalker. This Stalker is really threatening. What else do I need to kill? The Advanced Trooper is not a bad choice for a kill target either. I have a Glacial Throw that I can do against the Stalker. That's not a bad choice either. Someone will eventually need to come down the side and take care of that Advanced Trooper. It might actually be my Sniper's jobs to take care of that. We'll see. I would prefer if you take your action to get rid of this guy potentially. And we also have a full... we could full override a Stalker. I wonder how effective that would be. Only 26%, not particularly high. I think more importantly than anything else, I just gotta get rid of that Stalker. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start with a rapid targeting. Gonna mark off against that Stalker. And we're going to see if we're able to get this guy off of Rishi. We also need to make sure that somebody is reserved to stun Dredaya, otherwise Dredaya is going to absolutely wreck us. That might actually be Derek Lez's job, depending on how well the rest of our squad can handle this situation. Okay, now that we have that action taken, we're going to throw the axe against this Stalker here, see if we can get it. A hit. That does free Rishi up. Excellent, okay. Rishi is going to medkit herself and immediately set up her own shields, I think. The other option is she can bolt, but I don't think her bolt is particularly helpful here, so let's actually just medkit heal.
Compassion is a rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
She is allowed to go for a chop. For some reason that re-poisons her, which is kind of annoying. I think it's because it kind of displaced her or something. I would have done something otherwise if I had known this was going to happen. But, yeah, I guess we go for the chop here. Beautiful crit. Not enough for a kill, though.
An exquisite example of
Going to disappear one more time, and we're going to shield her up once more. There we go. Now, everyone else over here, let's start focusing down Mr. Advent Trooper over here. I don't think we really have any better shots to go for. There's also a frost zombie back there, but I'm not really too concerned about him right now. I think I really badly just want to deal with this trooper here. So let's start dealing damage to him. One really good shot. Very good. And can we finish him off with you? We're taking the finishing blow with this sniper over here. That way they get their death from above bonus. They'll get a bonus action back, and they'll get a chance to reload. There you go, C-Res, take that reload. Now then, we got our drone up here. We have Narek over here. I think Narek is going to try and pull this guy. It's not guaranteed, but try your best. Not gonna connect.
Get it together.
Really want to take care of that guy if possible. And then after that, Derek Le, or somebody needs to come back and stun this guy. It's probably going to be Derek Le's job. You get another axe throw on the Warlock. I kind of don't want to do that though, because then the Warlock is going to get a free action. And it's not going to do much against the Warlock anyways. We'll put Derek Le right here. Real quick stock strike and keep this guy stunned for a bit. It does mean that this person's going to take some damage here, but at least it means they won't get to kill our team. So that's good. Then after that, we'll just take a shot on the zombie. Why not? Nothing else we can do here. If I go on Overwatch, I think we just get a worse shot against the zombie anyways, so that's fine. And then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to actually bring this drone up to, like, here. That way we can start inflicting accuracy debuffs against the Warlock here. There we go. We can debuff the Warlock's accuracy a little bit. Maybe get some damage off against that zombie again. Nice try. The situation does look very messy, but we are able to pull through it though, I think. This is something that we seem to be okay with so far. I'm going to push Ladonnell a little bit closer up. And another Mind Scorch. Reshi is taking a lot of damage right now. It's not going well for her HP bar. But honestly, it could be worse. The Stalker is still hiding around here, which is a bit of a problem. We do need some way of revealing it if we can get it. Oh, I got the chill. Dang it. Here comes that Cryo Rocketeer taking another shot against us. Not gonna land it though. Good. And here comes the Stalker again for round 2. Okay, we'll be able to finish them all off this round though. Hopefully. Alright, you sir, take your reload, and I am gonna have you start marking up the Warlock actually. He has long overlived his due. We need to start killing him. Let's get that mark against him. Next round, I think we're just gonna all in that guy. We'll have our snipers try to remove whatever we can. Almost got him, not quite yet. That's really hard to deal with, unfortunately. Somebody needs to keep Deadman stunned here. Narek can possibly kill the trooper in the back. But that does require me to grapple myself over down there, which I'm not ready to take that risk just yet, I think. I really need this thing dead. Finally got rid of it. Reshi is unfortunately still frozen, so I'm going to have to... I'm gonna attempt to kill that guy, or maybe I should go for the zombie. Which one would I prefer? I'm not actually sure which one I would prefer. Here, let's quickly heal up Rishi so we don't have to worry about her. Alright, there we go. Rishi is finally active again. We can actually well, if she wasn't tired, we'd be able to remove this guy using our Volt. But unfortunately, I'm not in position to actually hit this guy for some reason. And it doesn't look like she's actually in a proper position right now. If I zap these guys, that does give the Warlock a free action. I would prefer not letting that happen. But I think we get rid of the zombie if possible. Fortunately, the zombie's a bit hard for us to kill. I might have to go for this Bolt. I really don't want this guy taking an action, though. Yeah, let's see if the drone can get rid of it. Getting a lot of chip damage up against our drone here. But finally got rid of it. That's good. Yeah, keep your shield up, Rishi. I need that shield up at all times. And after that, I need some way to get rid of that Rocketeer. Oh, actually, we do have a way to get rid of that Rocketeer. Let's lead the target for more accuracy. You get plus 20 aim if you do that, and that should be a near guaranteed kill. And after that, I think Derek Le over here is just going to continue keeping this guy stunned here. Gonna lose a lot of HP on this soldier, unfortunately, but that's what we gotta do. And I would prefer you not to get poisoned and lose your armor points, so I'm actually gonna have you heal yourself up right now. The poison cloud should wear off next round. We've almost got control over the situation here. And hopefully we'll be able to finally get rid of this Rocketeer down here. The Sectoid is actually running for his life, which is kind of funny. That guy should go down pretty easily. Oh no! If he does that, he doesn't get hit by the lead to target until after the shot. Oh, that was clever of you. Alright, you got me there. We got outplayed pretty hard there. Finally, the mind control is off, though. Situation is back under control. We're not all dead, so that's good. Alright, Mr. Warlock, it's time for you to die. It is time for you to die, sir. Let's start off with that first shot. Get some crippling amount of damage against him. We have a 70%, we could turn that into a 90% hit chance. After that, you're gonna need to reload. I'm gonna give you a hollow target against this fellow. Alright, there we go. Most of the situation is dealt with so far. I don't know if our grenade is strong enough to destroy that pillar. It would be kind of nice if we could destroy it, though. I could also sneak up to a flank right here, assuming there's nothing else out there. We've encountered 21 enemies, with 2 more active, so that's like 23 enemies. However, 2 of those were summoned by the Warlock, and one of them was a zombie. Another one was a zombie by the Warlock over here. So we've actually encountered, and one of them is the Warlock himself. So we've encountered 5 extra enemies. So 23 minus 5, we've encountered 18 enemies. That's about half of the 42 enemies on this map. One of them is a command pod of 8. So realistically, there's like around 15-ish enemies that are still roaming around here. I don't know if it's safe for Narek to just run up here right now. But I would like to kill off the Warlock, and this is one of the ways we could kill off the Warlock if we just get a little bit closer. I don't know if we're ready to play more stuff yet, though. I'll play it a little bit safe here, I think. Let's come up and see if we can destroy his cover. If we can destroy his cover, that would be quite nice. Yeah, he does also have the adversary skirmishers thing going on.
That won't do it. Such audacity.
I might be able to finish him off this round, actually. Oh, we're really close to being able to finish him off. Here's what we'll do. We'll run the drone up, and if the drone doesn't reveal anything, it should be safe for the other guy to run up. He's landed all his 36% shots against their hunter drone, which is kind of frustrating. He's lost a lot of HP that it didn't need to lose. Good damage, and that should be a finishing blow against him. Here comes a spectral army. I don't think the army stays as long as I kill him. Oh, this is the version that puts him in a stasis. Okay, apparently the other one was not the variation that puts him in stasis. I had the wrong idea there. That's alright, we got him anyways. Narek, get right up to here. That should not put you at risk of getting shot by him. Perfect. Get rid of him. Alright then, excellent work you guys. We've gotten rid of the Chosen. That was the hard part of the mission. Now for the other half of the mission. Alright, let's go finish off Mr. Sectoid over here. That shouldn't be too hard. In fact, what I'm gonna actually have you do instead is I'm gonna have you hunker down for now. Hunker down for now. I'm gonna have you just sit back here and try not to take too much damage. And what I'll do is I'll put Reshi within range of this guy's shot. Have her set up a Templar shield. Might become a little bit closer, but not too much closer. Alright, then their turn, and maybe we can farm another tracking shot mark for our Fusilier. That would be ideal, I would say. This guy's going on Overwatch here. Mr. Overwatch Sectoid, I need you dead. Yeah, you guys can see how long the tracking shot mark lasts. Like, we marked this guy so many turns ago, and it is still on him for another 4 turns, in fact. It's absolutely wild.
Hostile terminated.
Alright guys, that is going to be it for this part of the mission. I'm going to end the episode here. The video is already 1 hour and 15 minutes long, so I think now is a good time for us to take a break right now. Well, it'll probably be a little bit shorter than 1 hour and 15 minutes because I'll probably fast forward some of the parts. But it's been a while, so I think I need to just stand up, take a drink, and do all that other stuff. I'm going to pause the video here, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this part of the episode. I'll see you guys till next time. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And a comment. It really helps out the channel and it's very much appreciated. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Till next time, have a good day. Bye-bye.